My whole family are performers. My mother is a piano teacher, and my uncles and aunts are all singers and actors. Dancers, just performing people. My brother's a performer, so it's kind of very much it's all a family.
Right.
So it kind of just made a lot of sense for me to go down that path, and I love it. I didn't actually start taking voice lessons until the end of high school, but took piano lessons and viola, and I played the alto saxophone.
Oh, nice.
For a few years. But yeah, so once I kind of got the bug and I was in chorus and everything, I just loved it. So that's the start of it all. For undergrad, I went to Ithaca College, vocal performance in the music school. I had a lot of friends in the music school and did a lot there, and also in Dillingham. Not in the program, but I tried to take all the classes I could over there in the musical theater program and like acting classes, and became friends with some of the really talented people there who are still my friends today. You know, like from college, you just make the best friends of your life.
Like Michael.
So, like Michael Mott.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm producing a Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS benefit concert in May, and the premise of the whole thing is that I wanted to showcase all of my talented friends. You know, I mean, because we're all none of us is like by ourselves in this. We all have tons of friends, and they're all really talented. So I was like, yeah, I'll do one song, but really I want to showcase all my other friends. And Michael is, of course, one of my very talented and best friends. And so I gave him the whole second half.
Such a good friend.
Such a good friend. So yeah, he'll be doing between 8 and 10 songs in the second half of the show.
Nice.
Really fun. Some stuff that people have heard before, but mostly actually tunes that are brand new. So the backstory is that, well, I'll tell you, I'm turning 30 this year. That's exciting.
No, it's exciting. It's exciting.
So at the end of April, I'm turning 30, and I thought, I don't really want to I throw parties sometimes for a living, and I don't just want to throw another party for myself. And I thought, what can I do to kind of give back to causes that I know are really important to all of us in the theater community? Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS is just a natural, you know, they're great in everything that they do, and I know all of my friends and colleagues are proud to be affiliated with them and everything that they put on. So I thought it would be really gratifying to be able to do something to give back to such a great cause. Well, I'll tell you that Michael Mott's going to be there. I will be there, and yeah, I'm going to be releasing on a weekly basis new talent. So stay tuned.
Get people interested.
I'll tell you that there will be some people who you really have never heard before but are fantastic. There are people participating, because I also got my master's in vocal performance after Ithaca in opera. I have this other whole life besides musical theater and pop. So some of my colleagues from that world will be joining me on stage. Some really well-known people will be there, and some up-and-comers. And my brother's going to make a cameo as well, just to have a little family moment. So it'll be really fun and diverse, and yeah, we'll be announcing new talent every week. Well, so, you know, when I started my training, it was in classical and like learning classical technique. I really, and my family, we really believe that those like fundamentals of training and teaching are really important to kind of lay down and get really well. And then, you know, you can do musical theater or pop or another jazz genre and learn how to do those other avenues on top of it. So for me, making sure that I had good vocal technique was of primary importance. So that's why I studied in the music school and why I went and got my master's in vocal performance. Also, I was obsessed with my teacher, and I wanted to make sure that I studied with this one teacher. Was lucky enough to get into the Manhattan School for my graduate degree. So yeah, I just really wanted to learn how to be a really good musician and singer and communicator first. And then from there, I just kind of said yes a lot, if that makes sense. Like, hey, do you want to sing this pop tune? Yes. And just kind of do everything that I could. I've done everything from musical theater in an opera house to concerts and oratorios to American Idol and like pop songs tonight at 54 Below. So I kind of just like to do it all. That's the backstory.
Nice.
Oh, my double life. It is such, I feel it's like a quadruple life. Because all of us musicians it's difficult to just do your music all the time. So we all have our stuff. I do teach. I'm reopening my studio actually in a couple of months at the end of the summer and then moving into the fall semester. So that'll be really cool. Stay tuned. So I did teach a lot, and I have this job here doing event producing and management. I also have helped other smaller nonprofits kind of move their business along in a strategic way over the last couple of years. And, years ago, I was a waitress. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. So I've kind of dabbled here and there, and but I'm lucky enough that Michael Mott keeps us very busy. It's like he's like a part-time job, actually, Michael Mott, between rehearsals and sound check and actually doing the shows and learning the music. It's a lot. Yeah. Okay, so the deal is that I just really like good music, if that makes sense. Like, I think in all genres, there are good pieces of music, and then there are not so good pieces of music.
Yeah.
In pop, everything from I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but I'm really drawn to good musical theater. Tunes that, you leave after hearing it and it's still in your head. Right. That kind of stuff. I like music that requires some real singing. If it's not grounded and full body into it, I don't like it as much, I find. But so there are examples of that, I think, in every single genre that I could say that I love. And it would be really hard for me to say that I'm not a rapper, I'll say that much.
Darn.
I'm not into
gotta work on that.
Yeah, it's not really in my bag, but I would say that I really do like pieces of almost every other genre. So it was going to be a thing. We were going to do a thing. We were going to have the thing be about hope. And the reason for that is because I think, in any area where they've made such good strides, like in AIDS research, people could, I think, sometimes feel like, oh, well, we're there. So we get it. Now it's over. And it's kind of not. It's still a very big deal, certainly for those who are directly afflicted. And so I think that this message of, it's not over yet, but we're going in the right direction together is where it started. So an overall theme, kind of no, actually, now. There are going to be representations from Sondheim and Bridges of Madison County, and old school Michael Mott, and a song he's writing just for me that will close the show, which is really exciting. I'm so excited to hear it. There are going to be things that are more gospel influenced, and my friend is singing a Kenny Loggins song.
Awesome. Amazing.
So it's going to be kind of all of that. Sarah Bareilles will be in there, not her. Oh my God, I love it. But there's going to be a really kind of run the gamut. But what I asked all of my performers to do is kind of tell me what pieces really they connected with in their life. Right. Maybe there was a pivotal moment and this song got them through, and giving them an opportunity to kind of show the audience what carried them through a difficult moment. Right. So that's the idea. So you'll kind of get to learn about every person a little bit more, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston. Something like The Greatest Love of All. I know it's cheesy and corny, but when I was singing to a hairbrush, it was it was that whole soundtrack to The Bodyguard and Celine Dion, okay, and old school Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
It was that I was like singing for hours, and my mom was like, just hours with a hairbrush. I would say that as a performer, and whatever your craft is, really take a whole lot of time and effort to learn every single thing you can about it first. Really, really get good at it. Practice really, really hard. And don't be frustrated with yourself if things don't come as quickly as you might like. I mean, I've been taking voice lessons for over 10 years, and I'm so not even done learning, you know? So I would say be patient with yourself, but do the hard work first. I would say when it comes to performing or creating or presenting your own work, anything that doesn't feel authentic and right, don't do it at all. You know, don't be afraid to say no to something, and make sure that what you're doing is really a representation of authenticity, because that's always kind of what's most successful, I find. So I would say figure out who you are and then only do that. So it's called More Than Me, Artists Give Back. It's a benefit concert for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. It's on May 15th, 2015 at Joe's Pub downtown in New York City, and doors are at 6 o'clock. The show is at 7 o'clock. It will be about 90 minutes long. You can get tickets at Joe's Pub. You can get information if you follow me on Facebook, Lindsay Rider on Facebook, Lindsay Rider 1 on Twitter, hashtag More Than Me. And yeah, come to my show. It's going to be amazing.
Yay, come to Lindsay's show. Awesome.